Students, family members, friends, faculty, and guests, welcome to Northeastern State University's Spring 2021 commencement for the College of Liberal Arts. My name is Debbie Landry, and I serve as a Provost and Vice President of Academic Affairs. Today, we recognize spring and summer graduates who have chosen to participate in this ceremony. We particularly want to welcome guests and family members who are watching through our live streaming service, as well as those who are here in the event center. At this time, we ask everyone to rise for the National Anthem sung by Megan Jacobs, a music education major at NSU. Megan will be accompanied by the NSU Brass Quintet, Brennan Marcotte, trumpet, Jackson Washburn, trumpet, Denario Schultz, horn, Lily Van, trombone, and Dylan Ward, tuba. Ms. Jamie Combs, a faculty member in the special education program, will serve as our interpreter for this ceremony.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets were the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. Please be seated. It is now my honor to introduce Northeastern State University's 19th president, Dr. Stephen Turner, who will extend his greetings.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Northeastern State University and our fourth of 6 commencement ceremonies. This afternoon, we're here to celebrate with the graduates from the College of Liberal Arts. To those of you here on the floor with us, let me say a couple of things to you, if I might. March 6th changed a lot. March 7th, we knew a year ago of 20. The first case of COVID-19 was made public in Oklahoma. So by March 11, we knew at Northeastern State and now in all 25 public universities in Oklahoma that things were going to change, and they were going to change quickly. And let me just say to you that change is not always good. It's not. And you've had to be fluid, you've been nimble, you've persevered. We changed the format of many of your classes. We changed the way you could interact with each other, where you could go, when you could go, but you made it. And I want to first say I'm so proud of the class of 2021 because of your tenacity and your perseverance. But I also want to say as NSU is Oklahoma's immersive learning institution, we believe that every interaction matters with our students, that everything builds on everything else, and we didn't get to have all of those with you, and I'm sorry. But today, I want to get that out of the way, because we have to acknowledge that COVID has changed so much. We've lost friends. I've lost friends to death with COVID. You've had family members that have been sick, some, and hopefully many recovered. But besides that, setting that aside, we're here to celebrate, and you've done well. So congratulations, class of 2021. Yeah. You look around, and I'm trying to decide if I like the colors of December commencement, the colors of Christmas, or I like these spring. These are pretty awesome flowers, right? Pretty nice. I look at that, and I hear the sound, and can you hear me okay? Everybody good? Wave. Let's see if you're awake with me. Back here. Good to see you folks. We're not ignoring you, I promise. I know you're here. I know you're here. Thank you for being here. And I know that today, because of our COVID protocols, that a lot are visiting with us and joining with us through live stream. Thank you for allowing us to continue to provide a safe environment, a respectful environment, and one. We're getting close to the finish line, I hope and pray. For COVID, we're not there. But there are a lot of folks that work today, from the parking attendants to putting the flowers, to making sure the sound works, to the cameras, to the police officers, to the people. We are sanitizing this 90,000 square foot facility between every commencement, top to bottom. So if you smell Listerine, it may be mine, but I think it's probably the sanitizer. But we're doing everything we can. There are a lot of volunteers and employees. Those folks that have made sure we're here safe, raise your hand, wave your hand. Let's say thank you to all those folks that made today possible. Yes, thank you. Thank you, NSU family. I guess I should ask, I haven't asked, are there any alums in the stands up here today? If you're an alum, wave your hand real high. Yeah, welcome back. Good to see you. Students, if you would stand for a moment and put your diploma covers in your seat if you're able. Please stand on the floor. Please stand with me if you would. This is a big accomplishment. You're joining today. Only about 26% of Oklahomans have a bachelor's degree. So you're coming into a small group. And every significant accomplishment, you didn't do it by yourself. It could be a mom, a dad, it could be a husband, a wife, a brother, a sister, a grandparent, or your children. So we're here, and yes, we don't have as many of our guests as we want, but there are people here that loved and supported you and probably sacrificed for you to be on the floor. And if you're like me, I'm a first-generation college student. So you've got an opportunity, I had an opportunity, you've had an opportunity that the people that love you may have never had. I think we ought to say, let's make some noise find your family, wave at them, point at them, and let's say thank you to those that love and care for us. Yeah, thank you, families. Please be seated. And again, thank you to the families and loved ones that are joining us live stream. I look forward to having this facility at capacity, and I hope we can do that in December. I am so proud of many things at Northeastern State, but one of the areas I'm most proud of is the history of military service by the students and employees at this institution. We have a disproportionately high percentage of those from this institution that have served or are serving. The early years, it was primarily because of our Native American history, and Native Americans serve in the armed services at a higher level than in many other groups. So it's our history, but it's also present. We are a federally designated veteran-friendly campus, and that is awesome. I know in this crowd we have folks that have served or are serving in one of the branches of the military. Let us say thank you for your service. If you are a veteran, would you stand and let us recognize you at this time? All veterans, please. Thank you so much for your service, and we're so honored by your presence. Tomorrow's a big day, and for some of you, I'm giving you a heads up. There's still time to get a card. And for some of the husbands, you better figure out a lunch plan. But tomorrow we celebrate Mother's Day. I lost my mother much too young several years ago. But there's not a week that goes by that there's not something that reminds me of her. And I think about your life. If you pick the top 5 people who were the most influential, many of you, your mom's going to be there. And I think it's fitting that we are proactive today, and we ask all the moms in the house to stand, and let's say Happy Mother's Day to moms. So moms, Happy Mother's Day. Please stand and let's recognize you. So glad you're with us today, moms. Thanks for what you've done. I want to introduce a few other folks and then a couple of special guests. There's 4 people that, this is a large institution. So many people contribute, but there are 4 people that head up 4 different divisions, and they're vice presidents, and they're called the President's Cabinet. You've already heard from one of the vice presidents, Dr. Debbie Landry, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs. Over to my right, you have Dr. Jared Freeman, Vice President of Student Affairs. And then somewhere straight ahead, you have Christy Lansall, Vice President of Administration and Finance. She's standing. And then next to her is Dan Mayberry, Vice President of University Relations. These folks have been here, have not left since March 11 a year ago. They have put in so much time. Let's say thank you to what they do to make this a great place. I have a special guest today. Most of the students know the #1 volunteer at Northeastern State, and that is my wife, Penny. So Penny, if you'll stand, thank you for being with us today. Next to her, we have a guest, and very special guest to the speaker. We'll say more about him. But we have Nancy Turlington back with us today. In 1978, has a master's degree here, an educator, so we know she came to the right place, but it's good to have you, Nancy. Would you stand and let us recognize you? Nancy Turlington, thank you. And lastly, I know of the commitment that so many of our employees have in providing an outstanding experience in education. But proportionately, there's no group that has more interactions with you than the faculty. I want NSU to be a great place to live. I want it to be a great place to develop and to find citizenship skills and to protect democracy. But I also want to make sure that you leave here with a relevant, rigorous education. That's the responsibility of the faculty in the different departments and the programs. So I would just like to say to the faculty, thank you for your contributions to these folks today. Thank you and welcome to our commencement today.
Students, faculty members from the College of Liberal Arts are seated behind you and are here to share this moment. In this ceremony, we would like to recognize one of this year's Circle of Excellence honorees. Each spring, NSU faculty review peer and student nominations to select 3 members to be added to the Faculty Circle of Excellence. Faculty members are honored for their work in one of 3 areas: teaching, research, and service. At this ceremony, we recognize Dr. Suzanne Farmer, a member of the College of Liberal Arts faculty and this year's honoree for outstanding service. Dr. Farmer, please stand. Dr. Farmer exemplifies the quality of the entire NSU faculty who bring the university regional, national, and international recognition. Most importantly, they care about our students and their success. Please join me in expressing our appreciation to the outstanding NSU faculty. All faculty, please stand.
Good afternoon. My name is Jared Freeman, and I serve as the Vice President for Student Affairs. This afternoon, we wish to recognize outstanding students at Northeastern State University. Our first recognition is for outstanding seniors, recognizing students who have made significant contributions to Northeastern State University through academic achievement, campus leadership and involvement, community service, honors, and awards. The NSU Alumni Association Board of Directors has identified 7 outstanding seniors. In this ceremony, we recognize the following honorees from the College of Liberal Arts. Students, please stand as I call your name. Audience, please hold your applause until all have been introduced. Lauren Cole. Claremore, Communication Studies and Media Studies, double major. Carter Combs, Enola, Media Studies major. Miranda Skinner, Carl Junction, Missouri, History and American Indian Studies, double major. Lawrence Washington, Broken Arrow, Media Studies major. Lauren Cole, please come to the platform. Based on interviews of all outstanding seniors, Lauren has been selected as this year's Jack Kaufman Senior of Distinction. This honor includes a monetary award and the Kaufman Medal and an extended membership to the Alumni Association. Lauren, please come forward to accept the Jack Kaufman Senior of Distinction Medal. Congratulations to these individuals for their recognition as outstanding seniors. Will Emma Baker, Lauren Cole, Carter Combs, Matt Harmon, and Lawrence Washington please come forward to the right side of the stage? Established in 1974, the President's Leadership Class is a unique leadership and scholarship program designed to cultivate outstanding potential and proven student leaders. During their time at NSU, PLC students are immersed in the program focused on development of leadership skills and civic engagement. During this ceremony, we recognize 5 graduating seniors of the President's Leadership Class. As I call your name, please come forward to accept your PLC certificate from Dr. Turner. Emma Baker, Cola, Communication Studies major. Lauren Cole, Claremore, Communication Studies and Media Studies, double major. Carter Combs, Enola, Media Studies major. Matt Harmon, Arcoma, Communication Studies major. And lastly, Larry Washington, Broken Arrow, Media Studies major. Please join me in recognizing these graduate members of the President's Leadership Class.
NSU is fortunate to have an affiliation with the Gates Millennium Scholar program, which selects 1,000 students each year to receive a good through graduation scholarship to use at the college or university of their choice. This scholarship also includes funding for a graduate program in a particular area of need. In this ceremony, we recognize Gunnar Cleveland, a history major from Hobart. Gunnar, please stand and be recognized. We might have missed him, but we'll clap for him. He's probably joining us virtually. Will Rachel Archer, Catherine McGinnis, and Mackenzie Mostrom make your way to the right side of the stage? Established in 2001 and directed by Dr. Karen Carey, the NSU Honors Program features a learning environment where students work with faculty members and peers in courses focused on independent research and participation in co-curricular cultural experiences. Students in the honors program must maintain a 3.25 grade point average or above and complete a senior research project. As I call your name, please come forward to receive your honors medallion from President Turner. Rachel Archer is a double major in Spanish and nutritional sciences from Tahlequah. Rachel's work was titled Language and Identity in Exile in Dreaming in Cuban and How the Garcia Girls Lost Their Accents. Rachel's mentor was Dr. Sarah Lohman. Catherine McGinnis is a double major in media studies and drama from Sand Springs. Catherine's project was titled A Dramaturgical Investigation of The Hypocrite, an adaptation of Molière Tartuffe, and her mentor was Dr. Robin Pursley. Mackenzie Mustrom is an English major, and she's from Tulsa. Her project was titled A Look at Retold Legends and Myths, and her mentor was Dr. Brian Cowlishaw. Let's give one more round of applause for our honor program graduates. Our final recognition is for students with grade point average honors. Undergraduate honor students wear paired cords that are green with white, silver, or gold, depending on the recognition. The names of the spring 2021 honor graduates and the grade point average qualifications for the undergraduate honors are in your program. These students will be recognized individually as they cross the stage. Please join me in recognizing our spring 2021 cum laude, magna cum laude, and summa cum laude honor students. Honors graduates, please stand. Thank you. Please be seated.
It's a pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker, Lance Turlington, a colonel and staff judge advocate for the U.S. Army Recruiting Command in Fort Knox, Kentucky. Colonel Turlington completed 2 combat tours in Iraq, as well as additional deployments in Bosnia and Kuwait. Turlington has been recognized by the Department of Defense with 2 Bronze Stars, the Defense Meritorious Service Medal, 5 Meritorious Service Medals, and over 20 other medals, badges, and ribbons for distinguished military service. Originally from Afton, Oklahoma, he graduated in 1995 with a Bachelor's of Arts in Social Studies education. This fall, he was recognized as one of NSU's distinguished alumni. Please join me in welcoming Colonel Lance Turlington.
I have the President's permission to unmask. We all are vaccinated, and I'm at least 6 feet away from you. First, thank you to President Turner and the Cabinet for their hospitality. Thanks to my mother, who, in addition to being an NSU graduate, effectively built and led Freedom Elementary in Sapulpa, Oklahoma, which was the greatest elementary school in the state. And if you don't believe me, just ask her. But it really was great, which has meaning to me, because NSU, you know, I hope you know, was started as the female Cherokee seminary, which had nothing to do with theology. This was a teacher's school. This is where Cherokee women came to learn how to be school teachers for all of the rural farm schools for the Cherokee Nation. And that remains at the heart of NSU, whether you're a teacher or not. At least that's how I will always view it. But thank you for your attention. By the way, psychologists say that I can have your attention for up to 15 minutes. I will try not to take that long. All right, it's time. I was asked if I could share with you what I found most meaningful to me during my time at NSU. I thought about my professors, my classes, my friends, but the short answer is time. I learned that your time is the most valuable thing you can give a person. So I ask you for a few minutes of your time to think about your time and mentorship. I remember my NSU professors as if it were yesterday, and it was not yesterday. I graduated in 1995. But I remember my professors, Dr. Ben Croct, who's still here, Drs. Lee Quiet, Ken Collins, Wes Beck. I did not take their time for granted. I appreciated it. I understood that their time was valuable, and when they took the time outside of class to talk to me about life and education and professional goals, that they were giving me the most valuable thing they had. I did not take it for granted. But I failed to stay in touch with them, and I deeply regret that. I went on with my life. I didn't look back. I took off to go conquer the world as you're getting ready to go do, and I didn't stay in touch. And I wish I had that time back. Of course, we don't. Most of them have passed on now, so I don't get that time. I don't have the opportunity. But I should have let them know how I was doing. I should have shared with them my successes, my promotions, anything positive in my life, family events. I should have let them know how I was doing, because now I am old enough and experienced enough to know and understand this. Productive relationships are reciprocal. A mentor gives you their experience, their wisdom, and their time. What do they get in return? The satisfaction of seeing you succeed. That's it. And it's enough. It's like the pride of a parent or a coach when they see you succeed and they feel like they contributed to your success. It helps give us meaning. We want to be relevant. So pay it back with just a little bit of your time. Just stay in touch. Now, you don't have to earn a PhD to be a mentor. My other mentors here at NSU and Tahlequah and the Oklahoma National Guard were people I worked with. I worked at the physical plant with older gentlemen who were carpenters and painters and electricians. I made friends with an old Vietnam vet who was a part-time NSU student, and I don't think he even wanted to graduate. He was just an old Vietnam vet who was just doing something with his time. But he shared with me his experiences of life and love and loss and war. And he shared with me his time, and he had my undivided attention. These men, for the most part, lacked education, but they were my mentors nonetheless. And I want to go unscripted for a second and tell you something that is relevant to what I do at work. The Army right now has a big emphasis on diversity, equity, and inclusion. And one of the things we hear a lot are complaints that, for example, a young African-American female might look up into the officer ranks in a particular branch and not see someone who looks like you. And they'll say, well, how can I find my mentor? And I once heard an older white guy say, well, hey, I'll be your mentor. You have to reach out to me. I'm here, don't exclude me because of my race. And while I believe what he was saying was sincere and heartfelt, I also believe it's not enough. You see, you're getting ready to graduate and you're going to be a leader. And if you want to be a mentor to people, it's not enough to say, hey, come find me. You have to put yourself out there. And it helps if you put yourself out there to people who are different from you. And that's beneficial as well, because then you both benefit from the difference in perspective. Now, you've reached this milestone, and you are an example to other people. There are people who look up to you. So I'm going to ask you to try to be a mentor to those people, whether they're your younger siblings, your children, maybe younger people in your next job. But if you can find someone who looks up to you and try to be their mentor, you foster those relationships. It is good for both of you, and you should take the time to pursue it. You can be a mentor, even if you haven't thought about it yet. But this is your gate. You're leaving college, you're entering what some people call the real world, and you're going to take responsibility for yourself and, more importantly, for others. So on one hand, this is a big accomplishment. You feel like you climbed the mountain, stick the flag up there, you made it. On the other hand, you're just a beginner. This isn't the end, this is the beginning, and most of you know that. This is tomorrow, Monday. You start being a productive member of society, hopefully getting that job, using your education. And understand that when you leave one hierarchy, typically like a university, it just means you're joining another one. Whether it's a corporation, the military, a high school as a teacher, these are hierarchies. And you can resent them, and you can resent people in authority and wonder, why do they have why do they have a title? Why the vestments? Why the paycheck? Well, the short answer is because they climbed the ladder. They did the work. And we don't all start from the same place. That is acknowledged. But here's what I'll tell you. Rather than be resentful of someone who's been successful, try to embrace your role as a beginner. I try to maintain that right now, every day, even though most people who I work with would say, well, you're the leader, right? And I'm also a beginner, because I always want to be learning, and I don't ever want to forget what it's like to be at the bottom of the hierarchy. All right, by the way, if you're not sure where you fit in your next hierarchy, it means you're probably at the bottom, and this is your developmental time. If you develop it with humility and check your ego, you will grow. I enlisted as a private, E1, a long time ago. That's the lowest rank in the Army. And it was also the best experience I could have had to learn about authority, having none of it for myself at the time. I learned that respect is earned, it's not demanded, that authority comes with responsibility, and that the only authority worth pursuing is that which gives you the opportunity to benefit others. And that sounds a lot like mentorship, doesn't it? The point is that my junior enlisted time, as well as my time spent working at NSU at the physical plant, tearing down walls, painting, doing sheetrock, my time as an E1, it taught me to see the world and work and people through the eyes of the grunt, the guy at the bottom. And I had layered with that experience the mentorship of some academics, these older professors who gave me their time outside of class to talk to me about life and work. Which brings us back to your time, your mentors. I want to encourage you to do 3 simple things and make the time to do this your last homework assignment, should you accept this voluntarily. I can't make you do this. I'm asking you to think. Now, if you zoned off and were thinking about shopping for a minute, that's okay. But now I want you to pull back in, and I'm going to ask you to do something for yourself. 3 things. This weekend, pick 3 mentors. Write down their names. Literally, write down the names of the 3 professors or older students or community leaders or whoever meant the most to you at your time at NSU. Write down their names. Make sure at least one of them is different from you in some significant way. That way you develop that appreciation for someone else's different perspective. Okay. Then put that aside. Map out where you want to be in 5, 10, 20 years. Think about family goals, professional goals, whatever's important to you. This might take 20 minutes of your time. I'm talking about 1 sheet of paper and a sketch. What do you want to do with yourself? Where do you want to be in 5, 10, and 20 years? Finally, send a copy of this life map. Really, it's your best case life story. Send it to your mentors, those 3 people we started with. Ask them to advise, challenge, and hold you accountable, and they will be flattered. If you've never asked a more senior professional person to be your mentor, you're missing out. And I'm telling you, 99% of them will be flattered that you look up to them enough to ask for their opinion outside of the classroom, outside of work, outside of the church. Wherever you know this person from, you ask that person to be your mentor, they will be flattered. And they will want to be your mentor. And then just stay in touch. Update them. Let them know once a year how you're doing. Ask for their feedback, and then you aim high and you pursue your goals, and they will help you, they will counsel you. Finally, prioritize productive relationships. And I said productive relationships. I'm talking a lot about giving people your time, taking someone's time. There are people out there who are predatory, and they will suck the energy right out of you, and you don't have time for that. But if you prioritize productive relationships, then you'll know that your good friends, your family, your competent colleagues, people who make you want to be better, those people deserve your time. And then make that time for whatever higher calling speaks to you. You will never regret serving something bigger than yourself. In closing, I owe a debt of gratitude to my NSU mentors, to the university itself. The people, the education, and the experience shaped how I see the world and how I saw my own potential. The point of that last homework assignment, if you choose to accept it, is to help you realize your potential. So I hope you will accept it, do it, and become the hero of your story. Because this is not the end, this is the beginning, and it is your time. Congratulations and Godspeed.
Thank you, Colonel. Thank you for those good words of encouragement and some wisdom. It's traditional here that we present a heirloom quality gift to our commencement speakers. the quickest way I can explain to the audience and those on the floor is that we give a small version of the institutional seal. It's what the president wears at official events like this. And if you look on the stage, on the banners, you're going to see that. I want to point out two things. Colonel Turlington mentioned one, talked about the Cherokee history. If you look in the second ring, the most narrow ring on the right side is the date of 1846. That is there because on November 26, 1846, the Cherokee Council met and passed an act to recreate their system of advanced education that they'd been forced to leave behind prior to the Trail of Tears. That one of those two facilities and institutions they built was the Cherokee National Female Seminary, but as you know, on March 6, 1909, the date on the bottom, a very young state was trying to create a public system of education. They put 3 teachers' schools in Indian Territory and 3 teachers' schools in Oklahoma Territory, so we were part of the original 6. So March 6, 1909. So in this seal, it tells a lot, and we're forever grateful, first to the Cherokee Nation, and then secondly, to those in state leadership at the time that looked down the road and said, in 2021, we're still going to have an outstanding cadre of students that need to be educated. So on the back is the inscription that you were here. So Colonel Turlington, thank you for joining us and for being our commencement speaker, sir.
And if I can steal an alibi, sir, I'd like to say congratulations to Brett Kelly. He's graduating today as a member of the Liberal Arts College.
It is time to present candidates for baccalaureate degrees. Each candidate will be recognized on stage. After all candidates are recognized individually, President Turner will confer degrees. Dr. Mike Chancellor will present the candidates and announce names. Faculty, I ask, if you concur with these recommendations for degrees, please rise. Thank you. Please be seated.
Good afternoon. I'm Mike Chancellor, Dean of the College of Liberal Arts. President Turner, I am pleased to present these candidates upon whom the baccalaureate degree will be conferred. Baccalaureate candidates, please come forward. Lauren Cole. Emma Baker. Carter Combs. Matthew Harmon. Lawrence Washington, Jr., magna cum laude. Rachel Archer, summa cum laude. Catherine McGinnis, summa cum laude. Mackenzie Mostrom. Savannah Morris. Kimberly Arnold. LaDacia Coleman. Jarek Snyder, magna cum laude. Bailey Puckett. Alex Puckett. Kirsten Weaver. Olivia Regan Gray, cum laude. Rachel Blackford. Muhammad Tawheed Kareem. Elizabeth Stroud, magna cum laude. Emily Breeze McLaughlin. Asia Timms. Justice Jones. Diana Prophet, magna cum laude. Allison Spoon Harrison. Zoe Thomason, magna cum laude. Dalton Root. Celia Sherman, magna cum laude. Donna Leanne Julian. Bryn Taylor Thomas, summa cum laude. James Allen Harmon. Rachel Dawn Goforth, magna cum laude. T.J. Mullins. Juliana Hull. B.J. Calcoat. Caitlin Floyd. Alex Carroll, cum laude. Salvador Garcia. Elizabeth Dew. Jennifer Elizabeth Garcia. Jacinda Gonzalez, magna cum laude. Abigail Woods, summa cum laude. Summa cum laude. Abigail Woods, 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 sum Savannah Wood, cum laude. Addison Andrews. Hunter Tiffey. Annika Anderson, summa cum laude. Lauren Klager, cum laude. Clee Morrow, magna cum laude. Patrick Gormley, magna cum laude. Jesse Lewis. Leela Rebecca Harrison, magna cum laude. Caitlin Wilhite, magna cum laude. Mackenzie Morgan, summa cum laude. Deira Trejo Gonzalez, summa cum laude. Brandolyn Seaton. Cameron Ray Aiken. Sander Trujillo, summa cum laude. Miranda Skinner, summa cum laude. Elaine McDaniel, summa cum laude. Casey Black, summa cum laude. Colby Renee Christian. Sierra Witherspoon. Amber Bratton. Jariah Stewart. Eric Wynn. Jordan Stewart, summa cum laude. Chase McNutt. Gabrielle Butter, magna cum laude. Jessica Michelle Frazier. Tiffany Jones, summa cum laude. Sam Phillips, summa cum laude. Megan Todd. Bailey Wyckoff. Josh Higgs. Kieran Foster. Mariah Tao, magna cum laude. Lisa Bearpaw. Aaron Laster. Gina Barnwell, magna cum laude. Allie Nicole Baker, magna cum laude. Stacy Munoz. Justin Allen Montoya. Delilah Fisher. Dylan Sears. Jace Davison. Timothy Caputo. Kelly Martin. Mackenzie Ostrike. Nicole Catherine Wood. Bailey Ray Grant. Caleb Wilkins, magna cum laude. Alicia Osborne. Mark Gailey. Coral Cheyenne Ash, cum laude. Kamar Arnold. Ashlyn Andrews. Nicole Gatzman. Selene Crittenden. Sky Lawrence. Jessica J. Vang. Courtney Graham, summa cum laude. Jesus Sanchez. Corey Watkins. Rachel Hayes. Caleb Murray. Faith Russell, magna cum laude. Alberto Gutierrez, Jr. Brandon Seacat. Hannah Beth Perry. Joshua Andrew Finn, summa cum laude. Carson Standridge, magna cum laude. Scylla Hicks. Aaron Merle. Caitlin Shearhart, summa cum laude. Tanner Sanders. Tanya King. Jaden Drury, cum laude. Kendall Hawk Goodvoice. Stephen Anthony Thompson. The final undergraduate degree recognition is a posthumous degree awarded to Stephen Anthony Thompson. Stephen was scheduled to complete the final semester of dual degrees in social work and psychology this spring, but died unexpectedly December the 24th. Stephen's social work classmates initiated this recognition, describing him as an inspiration due to his passion to serve and his contributions to his Native American community. Stephen's sister, Deirdre Thompson, will accept the degree on his behalf.
Students, it is time for the conferring of degrees. Will all baccalaureate degree candidates please rise? President Turner, pending the results of a final degree audit, I certify that all of the candidates standing before you have completed requirements for the baccalaureate degree, and I recommend that the degree to which they are individually entitled be conferred.
Thank you, Dr. Landry. Consistent with the statutes of the state of Oklahoma, the Oklahoma State Regents for Higher Education, and the Board of Regents of the Regional University System of Oklahoma, and by the authority vested in me by the state of Oklahoma, it is my pleasure to confer upon each of you the baccalaureate degree as printed in the program with all of the rights, ranks, privileges, and responsibilities such a degree carries among scholars. Congratulations. Graduates, there's a tradition in higher education that signifies the passage from being a student candidate for graduation to becoming a graduate. At this time, please move your tassels from the right side to the left side. Please be seated for a few more moments.
Graduates, as you know, Northeastern State University has a long history of service to Oklahoma. Our alumni have accomplished great things in their professional and personal lives. Today, you're joining this distinguished group, and we are your partner as you begin this chapter in your life. Here to explain the benefits of membership in the Alumni Association is Daniel Johnson, NSU's Director of Alumni Relations.
Thank you, Dr. Landry. So just mere moments ago, President Turner conferred upon you your baccalaureate degree. And you'll recall he said, with that degree came certain rights, ranks, privileges, and responsibilities. And in the brief time that I have today, I'd like to expand just a bit on those rights, ranks, privileges, and responsibilities. Because of your efforts and tenacity over the last number of years, and especially these past 18 months, you have earned the right to call yourself a graduate of Northeastern State University. And today you have joined our family of over 64,000 living alumni who also earn that right, and they make up what we refer to as the Green and White Network. In earning this right to call yourself an NSU alumnus, you have also earned the right to put on your official alumni pin, which you will find in your bag. And I certainly encourage you to do that today and wear it with pride. And know that the Alumni Association will always work hard to keep you connected with NSU and with each other. Rights, ranks, privileges, and responsibilities. You and your fellow graduates have earned the rank of a Bachelor of Arts, a Bachelor of Science, a Bachelor of Social Work. And in achieving this rank, you've done something that roughly only a third of the U.S. population has done in earning a college degree. And because of this, certainly more doors will be open for you, greater opportunities will be laid in front of you, but as we know, there are no certainties in life. But you are unquestionably better positioned for greater success because of your rank. You can imagine the privileges that come with your degree, but I'd like to focus today on the privileges that are associated with becoming an Alumni Association member. Our Alumni Association members have many benefits and perks, exclusive invitations, and they also have what we call green and white perks, which take a look into it. It'll save you money on shopping, entertainment, travel, and more. And you can bet that we will certainly be sending you information on that. And I hope that you will take advantage of the privileges that come with Alumni Association membership. Rights, ranks, privileges, and the most important one, responsibilities. As a Northeastern graduate, you now share in the responsibility of adding value to this degree, adding value to the NSU degree. And you may be wondering, how do I do that? Let me share with you 4 ways that you can go out there and add value to the NSU degree. Number 1, become excellent at what you do. Number 2, be worth more than you cost. Number 3, do what you say you're going to do. And number 4, outwork everyone. If you do these 4 things, folks, I promise you, you will fulfill the responsibility of adding value to the NSU degree. Those who are a part of your journey to get here today are certainly proud of you, and you all should be very proud of what you have accomplished. Now, as you close this chapter of your time with NSU, I ask that you live your life in such a way that you fulfill the promise of your college degree, the degree that you've earned from Northeastern State University with all its rights, ranks, privileges, and responsibilities. Thank you, good luck to you, and I'll see you soon.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. As we come to the close of this ceremony, please listen carefully to these directions to facilitate a safe and smooth exit from the arena. In just a moment, we will ask you to stand for the NSU Alma Mater. Elizabeth Stroud, who just graduated with her political science degree, will sing the Alma Mater first in Cherokee, recognizing NSU's historical significance as a Cherokee National Female Seminary. Then we ask all audience members to join Elizabeth in singing the English lyrics. Elizabeth will be accompanied by the NSU Brass Quintet. Following the Alma Mater, ushers will guide students out alternating rows through the east and west entrances of the arena and then outside. Faculty and guests will be dismissed after graduates have left the arena. Now please stand for the Alma Mater.
Nigo me.